Call the regular city council meeting Monday, October 21st, 2013 to order. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf.
Here.
Lukosius.
Here.
Perez.
Here.
Radke. Mueller.
Here.
Sapienza.
Here.
Mayor Harrell.
Here. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. After we stand, we'll remain standing for a moment of silence for our departed Fire Chief, Gary Eccles. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While I'm on the subject of Fire Chief Eccles, Chief King, did you have a few things that you wanted to inform the audience of?
Yes, we set up all the service dates and everything today. The service is going to be from 10 to 2 on Saturday at the fire station. At 1 p.m. we're going to have a uniformed personnel walkthrough. Those uniformed personnel walkthrough, that will be at line up at 12:45 in the police garage, and then they'll do a walkthrough in front of the casket. And then from that point, there will be a processional to the cemetery. All the apparatus will be lined up behind the fire station and the police station. Our route's going to be Route 6 to Peoria Street, north on Peoria Street to Plank Road, and then we will 313 will be hauling Gary, and we'll pull into the cemetery, come around, the pallbearers will get out at that point, walk with the truck to the grave site, and then we'll do graveside services there. There's going to be a pastor there that will talk for approximately 10 minutes. We'll have a bagpiper, and then we'll do last call at the cemetery itself. Then after that, we're going to have everyone back to the fire station that wish to come back and celebrate, and we're going to have some refreshments and finger foods and stuff like that back at the fire station after that. So that's the plan as we stand.
Okay, the department will be congregating at 1 o'clock, and I would ask the public officials if it can fit your schedule to do the same.
Right now we have you guys leading us through, so whoever can show up would be great.
And that's 1 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, 12:45 in the police garage.
Okay, do we have any public comment at this time? Do we have a motion to receive the regular meeting minutes of October 16th, 2013 and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf to receive the regular meeting minutes of October 16th, 2013, place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Do we have a motion to receive the annual treasurer's report for fiscal year ending April 30, 2013, city clerk's report of cash received for September 2013, and the billing permits report for third quarter 2013, place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Waldorf to receive the minutes and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Council and Finance, Alderman Putoff, Alderman Radke.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I present to the Council total disbursements for October 23rd of the year 2013. The disbursement total is $2,086,481.39. I'd like to make a motion that this be received, placed on file, the bills paid in the usual manner.
Second, Your Honor. Have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Ferrari, to receive the disbursements for October 23rd, 2013, placed on file, and the bills paid in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, other business tonight, there was a meeting for Medical Mutual. What it was on the discussion was how the city can save costs on our health insurance premiums that we provide for city employees. It was somewhat discussion period. We had some question and answers. We will update the city council on options that we will have in the future. So again, I thank those who did attend that, but if you did not have a chance to attend it, we certainly will update you on everything that was discussed. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll move on to Public Works. Alderman Waldorf, Alderman Lukosius.
Yes, Your Honor. Tonight I have the electric operations report for September 2013. During this period, total kilowatt hours sold for the month was $2,090,383.02. The purchase power avoided due to the hydro plant was $58,642.96. I'd like to make a motion that we accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Lukosius, second by Alderman Waldorf to receive the electric operations report for September 2013, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Next, Your Honor, I would like to make a motion to seek bids for the construction of a diversion structure at North Peoria and Midtown Road. Just a little background, we had, excuse me, we had had a vote to go out for, I think, engineering and design for this project. There was some talk about the flow or the unused capacity that we had at the east plant, and the fact that we were approaching all of our capacity at the west plant. Rather than, pardon me, rather than go right out and spend $1 million or $2 million to upgrade our west plant more than it's being upgraded now with the sludge press. It'll be cheaper and save spending a lot of money for quite a while to use this diversion structure to take that flow, the extra flow, to the east plant. The impetus for moving forward with this is James Hardy is planning to move forward with another part of their process. Are they adding on?
I think they're changing the way they're producing.
Yeah, they're currently changing
Yes.
the way they're autoclaving some stuff, and it's going to be some additional water, still below their per minute amount of water, but it's just new water that we haven't received before. And to go in a little more detail to what you said, you know, over the years we've taken the 4-star lift station and pushed that water, instead of coming down Market Road, we pushed it over to the west plant. Additional industry has started to discharge, you know, additional flows in the past year and a half. And our designed average flow for the west plant is 1 million gallons a day, and we're hovering right near there. And this is a key thing to have because, you know, we're gaining capacity at the east plant. We've done 4 and 6 separation. We're doing 1 separation. And every time you separate and get rid of that stormwater, you're actually gaining capacity at the east side. So it only makes sense to divert some of that flow and utilize what you have over at the east plant.
So what they were going to do would have pushed our capacity at the west plant to the limit.
We're basically there. I mean, the designed average flow is 1 million. We can handle up to 2, but the EPA looks at your 3 driest months per year, and if you're at 1 million gallons per day or within 80%, 90% of that, they can restrict additional industry or different things from coming to town. So this is actually will allow us to stay ahead of the curve. So by putting this in, diverting the flow to the east, if somebody wants to come to Peru and say, I want to discharge a couple 100,000 gallons a day, no problem, because we can just push it to the east. So it's definitely needed.
And Treasurer Hyla, you want to talk a little bit about the budget for this project?
Yeah, I think when we were kind of talking about the numbers on this last year, if I remember correctly in my mind, I don't know why, but 150,000 kind of sticks in there. But, you know, where it's going to actually be, we don't know right now until we get the bids in. We had budgeted $100,000 for it this year, at least to do parts of the construction and get things ready. Excuse me?
The preliminaries.
But what we had done last year, if you remember, to get ready for all of the projects that we had going, such as Area 1, we moved $500,000 from the infrastructure over to the water and sewer. And also the remaining amount of money we needed for the press that was being installed out at the wastewater treatment plant, we moved $728,000 of the infrastructure money over there. We were hoping we would not have to use our CDAP money, or the state would not force us for the North Area infrastructure. Well, they did. So we really do have about $150,000 extra out there that we can use this year for that diversion structure without any problem whatsoever. So it'll work out real well for us.
And again, the motion is to go out for bids for
And-
that
and-
diversion structure.
Mr. Hyla, I found my engineer's estimate from last year or whenever this was, and we're looking at about 67,000, so that's not so bad.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, we have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, a second by Alderman Lukosius, to seek bids for the construction of a diversion structure at North Peoria and Midtown Road. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Anything else, Chris?
No, sir.
Sean? No? That's all from Public Works, Your Honor. Thank you.
Public Health and Safety, Alderman Ferrari, Alderman Sapienza.
Your Honor, I have the fire report for the pay period ending October 12, 2013. The Prue Fire Department received and responded to a total of 6 fire calls for that pay period, for a total payroll for the period ending October 11, 2013 of $1,698.06. I'd like to make a motion to accept the report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Sapienza, second by Alderman Ferrari, to receive the Prue Fire Department report for a period ending October 12th, 2013, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Your Honor, I have the Prue Police Department monthly report for September 2013. And in the back of it is a picture of a couple. Well, this is Robert Fiske, is he a senior? And that was the janitor at the police station, and he retired and he had a little dinner for him. So that's what that picture is. Make a motion to accept the report, place it in file.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Sapienza, to receive the Prue Police Department monthly report for September 2013, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Also, Your Honor, I'd just like to thank the two chiefs. From the minute they heard of Gary's passing, they both got the ball rolling, and this is what's going to happen. I want to thank you both for doing that. That's all we have.
Okay, Public Property, Alderman Perez, Alderman Mueller.
Yes, Your Honor, I have the Prue Recreation Fund Cash Account Summary Report. Total funds available for September 2013 was $46,133.45. I'd like to make a motion. We accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Perez, second by Alderman Mueller, to receive Prue Recreation Fund Cash Account Summary for September 2013, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Your Honor, I have the Peru Public Library Cash Account Summary for the period ending September 30th, 2013. Total funds available amount to $526,762.79. I'd like to make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Mueller, second by Alderman Perez, to receive the Peru Public Library Cash Account Summary for September 2013, placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. While we're in public property, I know over the weekend we are newly, are you going to talk about that? Our newly sealed bike path?
No. We had we had our bike path previously sealed, and we had a couple of reports and some photos that came across of some spray paint that was marked on the path with a mile marker on it, and 1 mile, 2 mile, whatever. And then what made things a little worse was on Pulaski Street there was some pretty big writing, "Howl at the Moon" or something like that all the way across. So I believe we have that resolved, and people have been contacted to clean it up. And maybe if we could in the future, anybody wants to have a race, we just let them know to use something like chalk if they're going to want to mark things up.
I think we should put policy together, and once we do grant the permission, they should sign the policy. You know, one of the things that I think would work would be a sign alongside the path, instead of it being on the path with paint. You know, 1 mile, a sign alongside 1 mile. You could do it like the yard signs, like the political signs, you know, anything, and then they must be removed after your event is over. We need some type of policy. This was an event, yes. It was an event that was okay on the council floor, but we need
Which
something
event?
to make sure. What's that?
Which event?
I
There was a few that went on that weekend.
It's a Halloween, this was a Halloween run.
Yeah,
This is about the 4th year in a row they've had it, where they run in the evening in costume. They go up around the lake and come back.
Yeah, it was my organization, and I fully accept the responsibility. We had a overly enthusiastic program director who thought that everybody should know where they're going, and some of it is chalk and some of it is paint. I spoke with the mayor this morning, and we clarified that we would take care of that. We've hired a asphalt restoration company that will go over the 4 different arrows that were painted on the track, and we'll put it right up to original condition. And again, we apologize for that, and hopefully it won't happen again that somebody is too enthusiastic with the spray paint.
This was only one event. We have many events and we want to keep many events, but I think we do need some type of a policy. So if the clerk's office, if you could put something together and we can present it to the Public Property Committee and try and move forward with it. Because like I said, there's many, many events. They do need to clean up after themselves. You know, there's another problem that we have that Public Works brought up. There was one event that, I don't even know who it was, it doesn't matter, but they spray painted everything with blue on our roads. Blue is our water lines. That's what we spray our water lines when we Julie everything. So we have blue all over town for 3.1 miles, and we don't know if it's a water. We know what it is, but those who are digging may not know what it is. We have some recently that were red, some that were green, and they all correspond with Julie, and we just can't have that. So we need to set something up for the future.
Yeah, if any paint is be used, white or pink are currently the only 2 standards allowed right now. Anything else, any other color you can think of is already taken by some form of utility. So if anybody's going to do anything out there, white and pink are the only 2 that I know of right now that are allowed, that can be used, that won't be interfere with Julie locates.
Well, we'll see what we end up with the policy. I would, like I said, I would just as soon see temporary signs put in and then taken back out. You know, pick them up after your event's over, and then it's over, it's done. Then save them for the next year. You know, you'll have a little bit of expense once, but it won't go on.
I'm just glad we're not seeing gang signs like Southside Chalupas going across the road or something like that. That big signs. We saw the arrows and the letter E. I'm like, okay, what does that stand for?
Okay, do you want to, is Public Property Committee finished?
Yes. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, the first ordinance that we have, do you want to go over it, Clerk Bartley?
Everyone should have received a copy in your packet, as well as an email copy. HR Manager Kim Reese and I worked on this in conjunction with the city's labor attorney, Tom Melody. And I'll read the ordinance as follows. An ordinance amending ordinance number 5004, entitled An Ordinance Fixing Wages for the Employees of the City of Peru. Whereas on June 3rd, 2013, the City Council of the City of Peru and Illinois Home Rule Municipal Corporation duly passed and adopted ordinance 5004, entitled An Ordinance Fixing Wages for the Employees of the City of Peru. And the City Council of the City finds and determines that it's the best interest of the city to change the position of fire chief from part-time to full-time, and as such, it is necessary to have a salary modification for said position. The City Council of the city finds and determines that it is in the best interest of the city that said fire chief shall perform the functions of fire marshal, ESDA co-director, safety director, and building and zoning inspector, as well as other duties as may be set forth in the job description for the fire chief position, which may be amended from time to time. Notwithstanding any other provisions of the wage ordinance, the fire chief shall receive a total annual salary as determined by the mayor and city council. Now therefore be it ordained, the City Council of the City of Peru, LaSalle County, Illinois, Home Rule Municipality as follows. The wage ordinance shall be and is hereby amended to change the job classification for fire chief from part-time to full-time and increase the annual salary for the position of fire chief, inclusive of compensation for the responsibilities of fire marshal and safety director. Exhibit A of the wage ordinance shall be and is hereby amended to change the compensation from hourly wage to an annual salary for the position of building and zoning inspector. All other provisions of the wage ordinance shall apply to this amended wage ordinance. And then you see attached is the wage ordinance Exhibit A. And just as a note, because there were a couple questions that I got, there's 3 different numbers or salaries associated with this position. And the reason that the 3 exist is it has to do with the responsibilities of each and state statute as it regards to ESDA. So inclusive in the fire chief description is fire marshal and safety officer, and then separately from that is the rate for co-ESDA director, and then there is a third salary for building and zoning inspector. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'd like to address the council on this, if I could.
Yes.
First off, before we move on with the motion, I'd like to give a little bit of a rundown with my experience with the Peru Fire Department and my experience here. I've been with the fire service for a little over 8 years and have attended many training sessions at various fire departments and had many opportunities to see how other fire departments work and operate. Communities comparable to our size have full-time fire chiefs. Duties and job descriptions vary amongst departments, but the average salary of a full-time firefighter chief averaged between $80,000 to $90,000 per year. Since I became an alderman, I look at things a bit differently, trying to put myself on both sides of the fence of what's in the best interest of the taxpayers, and in this case, what's in the best interest of our entire community as a whole. I've asked myself a couple of questions pertaining to this motion and ordinance that's going to be coming forward. Does the city need a full-time fire chief? And could an individual who holds position as fire chief, fire marshal, city safety officer, hold a position that covers the duties of building and zoning inspector? And my answer to these questions is yes. A municipality of our size needs a full-time fire chief. Fire departments within towns of our size has full-time acting chiefs. The person who holds the responsibility as fire chief and fire marshal goes beyond taking command and on a fire, either on a fire or accident scene. The duties are numerous. According to the NFPA, National Fire Protection Agency, and FEMA, the fire chief marshal marshal has many years of experience with specific qualifications. Some of the qualifications include familiarization with building safety codes, building construction, and as a fire marshal, able to make annual inspections of both public and private buildings, as well as being able to inspect new building construction. The chief and fire marshal has the authority to enforce code violations and qualified to implement building safety codes, along with knowledge of planning and preparing for natural and man-made disasters. The city moving forward with a full-time fire chief is much needed. We have plenty of commercial, industrial, and residential structures that need to be inspected annually, which will help assure the safety of others. We have outdated building codes and a community disaster preparedness plan and program that needs to be fully implemented and promoted among citizens, schools, hospitals, city leaders, and emergency responders of neighboring communities. All these responsibilities fall into the lap of a fire chief, marshal, and safety officer. It's a fire chief's responsibility to make sure the fire department has trained personnel and is well equipped within the guidelines and standards of state and federal laws so firefighters have the knowledge and tools that will help save lives and protect property within our city. Fire and safety codes of standards, requirements, and state laws continue to increase, and demands from the NFPA, the National Fire Protection Agency, also continue to tighten amongst municipalities. One of those standards is NIMS, National Incident Management Systems, through Homeland Security. This is a training process and practice that a fire chief, through the position as the city safety officer, has not only firefighters go through, but certain city employees in case of a disaster. 2 years ago, Chief King put some of our municipal employees and firefighters through this mandatory training program. And with rising demands, regulations, and standards required by the federal, state, and national fire protection agency, along with increasing needs of our city, we can no longer expect to pay fire chief a salary of less than $5,000 per year. The current chief's salary is less than our city park director's annual salary of $10,000. The responsibility placed on a position such as fire chief is demanding, and we must compensate accordingly. We can no longer get by with an annual $4,400 part-time fire chief salary and must invest in the safety of our entire community by placing a full-time fire chief with full-time within our city. Lastly, I've worked with and under the authority of Jeff King for 8 years. I do know he has the experience, qualifications, and ability to take on the duties mentioned within these job descriptions. I have nothing further.
Does anybody else have anything?
That was good, Alderman. If nothing else, I'd like to make a motion we accept the ordinance as written and read.
Okay, there's a motion by Alderman Ferrari,
I'll second that.
second by Alderman Lukosius. Is there any further discussion?
I would just like to clarify one other thing. I would like to stay and remain consistent with the way I vote with anything pertaining to the fire department. And that's usually I abstain from anything that has to do with that. But I wanted to reach out and give my thoughts and opinions on where I feel we need to go.
Isn't this, Your Honor, though, more on the zoning and the other part of it? And
Well, it's the chief will go to a full-time position and salary, and then it's also filling the zoning. And, you know, as far as the fire department, the vote was 8-0 on the fire engine, so, you know, it's not something, we're not changing chiefs, we're not doing anything like that. And if you abstain or vote present, it'll be a vote with the majority anyway. So, you know, I don't see any reason for anybody to abstain or vote present in this situation. But
Your Honor, I just wanted to say that I will vote no. It's just my opinion that the job of fire marshal as the director, fire chief, safety director, and building and zoning inspector encompasses a lot of different areas. And I certainly understand that Mr. King does a very good job at some of those areas, but I fear we're putting too much on the plate, and our expectations may be a little too high for, at least in my mind.
well, we're going to ramp up on code violations. There's no doubt about that. And right now, we've issued, well, you have a list of permits. Some of these, I don't remember what the exact date when Mr. Taylor wasn't working here anymore, but we've issued quite a few permits. I know Sean's been out to visit quite a few sites. We have some administrative variances that have been issued. We have variances that are being applied for, but we can't continue to do that with Sean and the administrative assistant on the other side. We do need another person, and I have seen in the building that Public Works Sean and Fire Chief are working very well together, and I look for it to be something that will be a benefit to the city. So, and as many up here, I'm pretty frugal with the taxpayers' money, so I didn't want to just ask for 2 people. You know, I didn't want to ask for a full-time fire chief and a building inspector. So I threw a little bit of weight on Chief King's shoulders, and he said yes. So, is there any other discussion? Okay, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
No.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Abstain.
Mueller.
Present.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Okay, so that's actually a vote of 6-1 because it goes with the majority. But motion's approved. Once again, I don't really know why that was done, but you got to do what you got to do. So.
And the reason why, Your Honor, is because there's a salary increase, and you know, I just feel that's the way I've been doing it as far as what we've done in the past. So I just wanted to be consistent with that.
Okay. Anyway, ordinance is approved as written and read. And City Attorney, you have some ordinances to present?
Yes, Your Honor. First, there was a public hearing concerning the vacation of an alley. The notice was published in News Tribune on September 30th, and the hearing was on October 16. And that's the petition of Andrew Arnold, Daniel Bossie, Eric Soderholm, Susan Cocking, Pam Burke, and Tom Reardon for the vacation of the alley, which is the 10-foot alley located east of Grand Street between 8th and 9th Streets in the city. Notice of the hearing was read into the record. Andy Arnold stated the subject alley requests to be vacated as all grass with no public utilities. It is not used by anyone else other than the petitioning neighbors. Sean Mikos, professional engineer, stated that the subject alley is not used for the public use. There are no improvements on the subject alley. There are no public utilities within the subject alley. It is not necessary for the public use, and it would be an expense to the city to maintain. Alderman Michael Radke and Alderman Rodney Perez stated the city has no interest in the subject alley and should properly be vacated to the adjoining property owners. No objectors are present at the hearing. No other persons appeared or testified. Hearing is adjourned at 7:10 p.m.
Okay, do we have a motion to receive the minutes as written and read and concur with the recommendation?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Perez, second by Alderman Mueller to receive the minutes as written and read and concur with the recommendation. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have appropriate ordinance vacating that alley. Whereas the city of Peru has been petitioned by those same petitioners to vacate the following alley, which is not presently used or improved. It's not necessary for the public use and provides no beneficial returns to the public. The south 5 feet of lots 3, 4, and 5, and the north 5 feet of lots 6, 7, and 8, all in block 170 in Brewster's Addition in Ninowa in the city of Peru, which real estate comprises a 10-feet alley located east of Grand Street between 8th and 9th Streets in the city of Peru. Pursuant to notice duly published in the News Tribune on September 30, 2013, a public hearing of the proposed alley vacation was held on October 16, 2013 at 7 o'clock p.m. in the City Municipal Building. There is no public need for the aforesaid portion of the public alley to be vacated, and the maintenance of said public alley causes a financial burden to the city without any beneficial returns to the public. Pursuant to 65 Illinois compiled statutes 511-91-1, this ordinance should be passed by the affirmative vote of at least 3/4 of the aldermen now holding office. The public hearing was, and this ordinance is, in full compliance with that statute. In its best interest, city, the aforesaid portion of the alley be vacated, and now therefore be it ordained, City Council finds the sex, recitals here and before set forth. Portion of the public alley depicted and described in the vacation plat attached hereto shall be, and the same is hereby vacated, provided, however, the city retains and reserves the right, but not the obligation, without the payment of any compensation of the owners thereof or any other persons, to maintain, operate, repair, and replace by itself or any licensed holder of any franchise from the city, any poles, wires, pipes, conduits, sewer mains, water mains, and any other facilities or equipment for the maintenance or operation of any public utility, now or hereafter located in said alley, or hereafter deemed necessary by the city to be located in said alley, including but not limited to electric, water, sewer, gas, TV, cable, and telephone utilities. Ordinance should be effective immediately from and after its passage and approval.
Okay, you've heard the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a motion to approve it as written and read?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Perez, second by Alderman Mueller to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Makoshes.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
And then we have an ordinance granting administrative variance for Lawrence Schwab concerning property at 2028 10th Street in the city. Lawrence W. Swan has applied for administrative variance for his property located at 2028 10th Street, Peru, to allow the construction of a 26 feet by 32 feet detached garage. The owner's contiguous property to the Schwab property have filed with the zoning office approval stating they have no objections to the requested administrative variance. Now therefore be it ordained, real estate located at 2028 10th Street, Peru, Illinois, legally described as Lot 5, Block 186 in Bruce's Addition to Ninawa in the city of Peru, Lake South County, Illinois, is hereby granted a variance to increase the height of a detached garage from not more than 18 feet as restricted under section 6.013B of the zoning ordinance, not more than 19 feet 6 inches. Variance granted here for sole purpose allowing the petitioner to construct 26 feet by 32 feet detached garage on the south portion of his property pursuant to plans and specifications filed in the zoning office. Nothing in this ordinance shall be construed to preempt any private covenants and restrictions which are otherwise applicable to the premises.
Okay, you've heard the reading of the ordinance granting a variance under the zoning ordinance of the City of Peru, sought by the petitioner Lawrence Schaub.
I'll make a motion, Your Honor, that the ordinance be adopted as written and read.
Second that, Your Honor.
I have a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Sapienza to adopt the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Motion approved.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay, under new business, I have a letter. We received a letter of, he resigned because he moved out of the area from Brian Gift. He was on the Design and Review Committee, and we asked back at that time for a month. We gave a month for letters to come in. Nothing came in, and now finally, 3 months later, something has come in from Matt Lamps that lives on Sunset Drive in Peru. And I'm writing to let you know that I have interest in serving on the Design and Review Committee for the City of Peru. It was brought to my attention from Paul Basali, who is the current chairman of the committee of the Design and Review, and there is a vacancy. Paul discussed in detail the overall intent, processes in the committee, and the evolution of the committee since its inception. I currently reside in Peru with my wife Kim, my 2 sons Brandon and Alex. I have been a resident of Peru for my entire life, and I take great pride in the city. I am employed with Basali, Carey, and Alsted Architects as a professional licensed architect. I have been employed as an architect with this firm for the past 14 years. I believe my professional background as an architect, I could be an asset to the committee, and I would be honored to serve. So I'm asking for a motion for the appointment of Matt Lamps to the Design and Review Committee.
So moved. Second, Your Honor.
I had a unison here. Alderman Unison. Who was that? Ferrari? Alderman Ferrari?
I didn't do it.
Waldorf.
Okay, Alderman Waldorf, Alderman Lukosius. Okay. Okay, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. That means we're going to, that committee now has 3 licensed architect. One recently retired, but he still holds his stamp right at the moment, so that's rewarding to see that. Do we have any proclamations or any other new business that anybody has to bring forward? Proclamations,
None, Your Honor.
petitions, communications,
None, Your Honor.
public comment. Do we have any public comment at this time?
Your Honor, I would like to throw out a congratulations to you for the being inducted into the Board of Directors for the IML.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on that.
It was a pretty big weekend up in Chicago when the IML had their 100th anniversary convention in Chicago on the 17th through the 19th, and the City of Peru's mayor and myself was inducted in as a board of directors, or by constitution they call them vice presidents. And there's 36 members on this board, and that's chosen from their 1,124 member city. So I'm happy to say that I did raise my hand, and I will be on the Infrastructure and Public Works Committee. So maybe I'll be calling Alderman Waldorf and Alderman Lukosius and asking for advice when I'm in Springfield at their meetings in Chicago. So
We'll send you right to Sean.
okay.
Your Honor, I think we should also just send out congratulations to Alderman Radke on his wedding on Saturday. I know we're gonna call him later, see how things are going, but
Your Honor, I'd like to mention to Chief King, a wonderful job he did, presentation in Chicago, and I thought it was a terrific. Why don't you say a few things about it?
That was a very good presentation.
It was great.
But the only problem when Chief King steps to the microphone, I don't know what it is, once they get this chief alongside their name, Doug, they don't know what time is anymore once they start to talk. But he did go long. He did go long.
I think his brevity in this particular situation was probably due to being worn out from all the speeches you gave up there.
What was there was another gentleman and then a lady that were up on the dais with you, and the lady with the dark hair, what was her name?
Susan Jans?
And Susan Jans, when you looked over at her, was going like this, right? Like,
Yeah, occasionally
moving along?
along with everybody that's sitting up there
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
There's your brevity.
It's the 40 pages they put into 5 minutes was tough to do. You have to project, Alderman, get it out.
And I believe you've already been asked to make the presentation again for next year's conference. So, very good. Once again, is there any public comment then at this time? Okay, hearing none, there's no reason that I'm aware of for closed session, so I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by, where'd it come from?
Sapienza.
Alderman Sapienza. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.